We're just trying to line this stuff up. So if you look at this guard, the guard was covering up all this stuff, and you see the wear mark. Like, these belts are just completely getting worn out right away. So you might not be able to tell on the camera, but this drive belt is like crooked this way and needs to go that way. And the pump, might be able to see the pump is crooked this way. So we just got to get everything here straightened out. And then the other thing was, this guard right there is like flappy. So it's wearing...
Is flappy a technical term?
Yes. It's wearing on the clutch here. So just, yeah. So I think what we're going to do, the big plate, which just happens to be the same bowl holes in the end, we're going to put it where the guard bolted in, these spots here, put that over, so it'll actually give us a nice like cover up all this stuff. And then we're just going to need to mount there. But the only other thing right now, there was a laser that went on the top here and just went down to the battery. It's just going to be a pain in the ass to wire up, so we just left it, took it off. No big deal. So the issue I mentioned before about them not touching the bumps here, just loosen the end off, and we got enough play that it actually will now. And these weren't very tight anyway, so that's probably half of the problem that I was having. So we got basically half of the machine tore apart to get at it, but we should be able to get that tightened down now, and that should help. So what we're doing now, after that, is I figured out the fact that all these things, so these are all your drive rollers. Like, so there's rollers inside there, and the drives, they were like, like put the level across it, and it was like, so none of them are flat. There's enough room in here, so it loosened all these bolts, which is fun. Someone underneath, and anyway, loosened them all off, and there's enough play in them that we could get them all kind of flat. So I've got this side good, and you might not be able to tell from the video, but if we're over here, you can see it right along, that they're not straight right there. You might not be able to see it. It's like a hump. So they're, I think that's causing some problems, because I've had some like movement in the, as it's cutting through, and I'm guessing that there shouldn't be a hump in your machine. So loosen all these off. This side's easy because we just pulled the side panel off. That side's fun because there's all kinds of stuff over there now. But yeah, if we can get them all loose and pretty close to flat, I think that'll really help. And
just as a side note, this is the little generator for the light.
Because why not? And we added that panel. So this was the skid plate thing for the sawdust underneath, and of course I didn't care about that because it's just sawdust. So yeah, so that just had to remote the holes a little wider. It was pretty close to the same bolt pattern, so I just had to oval them a bit, and I just bent a little piece of flat bar there, bolted it in, and just drilled a small hole for the gas fill. I think that's gonna be a little better for a few reasons. Is obviously the rain's not gonna just coat all the important stuff, and just say you're rolling a piece back and it just happens to fall off. Now it lands on that instead of crushing engines and pumps and all kinds of fun stuff. So I think that's a little better. And we'll keep working on this side, and hopefully I can get back out of here. That's about an hour on the edger here. Did pretty good once we got everything adjusted a little better. Few boards done up, 1x4, 1x6, and a whole whack of kindling. So what we were doing before with the kindling was just stacking them up beside each other on the mill and just cutting 1x1s out of it. So they're pretty close. I mean, it's a lot faster. I probably like 10 times faster than the sawmill for production. It's still going to take a little bit to get used to. Once we get the fence worked out, because this is kind of hokey. But all I did was just take some electrical tape and just kind of get an idea, so I can still use the 2 blades. Basically, for the kindling, it works out nice for me. I can start at like an 8-inch board, and if the 8 doesn't quite work out, I can go down to a 6, so I get roughly like 3/4 or so on either side. So they're good for kindling. And then again, if like the 6 doesn't work out, I can go down to a 4, and again, so I get 2 blades. So just basically chopping the sides off, and that's for kindling. So that works out pretty good for me. And I mean, I guess that's it.